Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm attorney Michael Eline. I'm licensed in Texas and California. I've got this cool background music. Hopefully you guys like it. So I just wanted to reach out to you and talk to you about my visit with Chille today and just some updates on what's going on out there in the world. And I wanted to thank Kevin again. Thank you. And Jeff and Stomper, DLZ Clips for showing up. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for popping in on a Saturday afternoon. I know it's a little late. Most of you guys are probably out partying, having a good time. So ask me any questions. I've got BZ Watchdog with me. He's going to be joining us in a minute. So let me get a sip here. Unsweetened hibiscus tea, the best stuff ever. Really good for you. From El Salvador, we just buy the stuff and smash it in there and mix it up. Any questions for me, guys, before we start? Well, he's doing okay. I mean, all things considered, he's not being harmed by anyone. He has an amicable relationship with the jailers and with the people in charge. There doesn't seem to be any issues. He's not under any sort of special restrictions or anything like that. Everything's just totally normal, contrary to a lot of the craziness that you seem to see going on all over the internet lately. So everything's fine. He's a tough guy. He's going to be okay, guys. Trust me. And he did have, yeah, KT, thanks. And he did have some things he wanted me to pass on to you as well. Let's see here. Sorry about that. I always get text messages like right when I start these things. So anyways, I hung out with him for a while, and he is really wanting to learn the law more and become more of a legal scholar. Hey, thanks, Soft Washing. Cool. Boom. That was awesome. Thank you, Soft Washing. You know, that really is cool because that's the stuff that my wife looks at. I do this stuff because I really like helping you guys, and I really want to teach people the law. I want people to understand their rights. I want people to know the law, and I want people to mean to keep it well. I want people to understand that, you know, your natural rights are sacred and they need to be treated as such. And the true law should be treated as sacred as well. And we'll get into that. But Soft Washing, thank you so much. You're awesome. I really, really appreciate that. And by the way, I don't know if Soft Washing knows, but Gunnar did get his yellow belt. And yes, we did use Chevy's proceeds to get the yellow belt. So that was awesome. Thank you, guys. That was super cool. And that's judo, by the way, for everybody. I was in judo when I was a young man, and later I got into jiu-jitsu and destroyed my body, but judo was my first love, and still really good at throwing and takedowns. And what an amazing base to have for a real fight, right? If you can do it. Okay, so let's take a look here. Yes, SSDI bot workout. I made it to the gym today. That is true. Okay, so how is he? Okay, so what he's asked me to do is, for people out there who do want to help him, one of the things that we need is a CLEP. So the college level, I think it's the college level equivalency program book. And I think it's by Barron's, and it has practice exams and other stuff in it. And what that does is it enables you to qualify to sit for the baby bar. And the baby bar is what Kim Kardashian recently passed. I think she passed it on her third attempt. I had to take it as well. I passed it on my second try. It was the hardest exam I've ever taken. I think it was less than an 18%, maybe even less, percent pass rate, much lower than the regular bar. And it basically tests to see if you have the mental capability of passing the contracts, torts, and criminal portions of the bar exam. And of course, that would include some remedies mixed in there and some crim pro mixed in there. So it's not just those three topics. Let me get some more of my hibiscus tea here. And I'm super thirsty, guys, because I worked out like a beast today. All upper body, I'm still kind of shaking. So what that does is it qualifies you after your first year to take the baby bar. And then if you pass the baby bar, then you have 3 more years. And after the 3 years of studying under a lawyer like me or a judge, and you do all the testing and whatnot, you're qualified to take the bar exam. And I'm going to show you some slides in a minute. I'm going to answer some questions here. So he does. Yeah, he wants to become a lawyer. He'll have to do it in California, and I'm going to show you why, because it's the only state that's really friendly to someone that doesn't have an undergrad. So you're talking to someone who didn't have an undergrad. I was just, I had gone to private schools and then public schools and just hung out at libraries, because back then I just they didn't have an iPhone. So I guess I just belonged in a library, right? If you can't have an iPhone with you, you might as well go to the iPhone. And so as a kid, I just basically camped out at the library and ended up becoming a lawyer with no undergrad or law school. Hold on a minute. Right now I'm benching. Hold on a minute. Funny that you'd ask that. So right now I'm throwing up about 275 for about 7 or 8 reps. 275, 285, something like that. Yeah, not too bad. James Chille's not doing great, but he's doing, I guess what you could say right now is he's doing better than some, not as good as others. But he sucks it up. He doesn't show any kind of weakness or anything like that. He's a pretty cool guy, all things considered.
Mike, I'm here.
Oh, you want me to put you in?
I got the video off because I'm eating dinner.
Okay, yeah. So I've got BZ Watchdog. He's watching us in the green room right now because he's chowing down. So I'm just kind of prepping everybody, BZ, kind of telling them what's going on.
All right.
With Chille, kind of giving them like what's going on in the dungeon. This is the dungeon report. So just, we'll bring you in a second, I guess. Just let me know when you're done eating. Hey, we got Here's the Deal. Yes. We got Here's the Deal. Thanks, Sunshine. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So look, everybody, I want you to support Sunshine in LA 420. That looks like somebody who could probably get you some CBD oil or something like that. Anybody who supports DeleteLawz, I want you to support them, obviously. So somebody go ahead and, if you can, remove Jackie Haley from the conversation, please. Just unacceptable conversation to have. Nobody should wish that on even their enemies, because you should always understand that you could be captured by your enemy someday, and you should always treat them with respect, because you could be their enemy one time. You need
Jackie,
to think that way.
Come here. I'll sell her butt for moon pies.
Thanks. I don't know how to do it, so even though I have administrative.
They already took care of it.
Thanks. Here's the deal, everybody. I want you to support Here's the Deal. By the way, here's Brian from Here's the Deal has done a terrific job at pushing up the views and helping keep the DeleteLawz channel alive. And I really have a lot of respect for Brian, and I know that it's been very tough for him, trying to toe the line, keeping this thing going. And then, of course, BZ Watchdog, I'd like it if you would all support BZ Watchdog, because his investigative journalism and research has been invaluable to understanding a lot of different things, not just things about Chille, but things that have to do with traffic stops and First Amendment audits at post offices, records requests, really cool things. So here's the deal. Yeah, here's the deal, everybody. So everybody, I'd like it if you would go to Here's the Deal really quick, and somebody put it in the sidebar if you're a moderator, his channel, and smash that like and subscribe button. And it's okay that if you don't like Chille that you're here like that, guys. That's just not cool. We want to always be civil and treat each other with respect, and understand that, someday we could be in a bad spot, and we want to be able to have other people be kind to us. Go ahead, BZ.
It's a troll-free zone.
The BZ says this is a troll-free zone. Do you want to come into the conversation, BZ? I just want to tell them.
Bring me the conversation. I'm gonna go video live here in a few minutes.
Okay, give me a minute then. Let me just tell them what's going on in the dungeon, and then we're gonna move on to the other stuff. So thank you, Stacy Parenti and Sunshine. Okay? Hold on. Sunshine's got preference here because Sunshine is actually helping us fund the ability to get Chille out of the dungeon. Do you think Chille's conviction will get in the way of him getting access to the bar? Oh, great question. And I was going to get into that. And it depends on typically whether or not the applicant has been convicted of or even accused of a crime of fraud or dishonesty. And so far, I have not seen that. I have not seen any allegations even of fraud or dishonesty. I've seen things that would be typical of, somebody who probably fights a lot and stuff like that. Like he's probably like a lot like I was when I was younger. That's all I could say. Like when we were younger, we used to, I don't know, it just was different times. But I don't look at it as being that much of a negative. I don't think it would reflect on his ability to be honest or carry out his duties as a lawyer. And I think that that's what they would look at. So I hope does that answer your question? Give me a bunch of ones if that answers your question, or should I expand on that answer more? Yeah, thanks, Sunshine, for helping out also. Yeah, and you guys can also buy cop cards and stuff like that, and his trifolds. I know that's something that would help. And yeah, that's right. The bottom line is, no matter what you think of him, Chille is innocent, and that is true, especially in the crime scene tape case, and that's the one that BZ Watchdog was helping me with, doing the research to find out about what the heck is going on. How could there be a reasonable doubt conviction when the cops didn't even know where the crime scene was? They were all confused. They were ushering him in to the danger zone where he got attacked by all these cops. It's crazy. Right, here's the deal. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree with me that that's what happened.
I'm ready.
You ready to come in? Okay,
here's Johnny.
So here's BZ Watchdog. We've got him in the conversation. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, BZ.
Man, what haven't I been doing, bro? I've been burning the midnight oil on both hours of the night. Between petitioning, public records requests, looking into the judge, looking into the prosecutor, calling the prosecutor. Man, thank God it's the weekend because I've actually got like an hour or two to actually here tonight. You know what? Go ahead and get rid of that Andrew L. You know what? Chille wouldn't appreciate that comment on this channel.
Give me a bunch of ones if you love the music.
Andrew L.
Soft Washing hooked you up, dude. Soft Washing gave us another one, bro. Give us a shout out for Soft Washing, BZ.
Soft Washing. Look, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of other stuff we're working on. What are you laughing at, Mike? Kill the music, please. Is there music, Mike? Are you playing music?
Oh no, it's all good.
I don't hear anything.
There's no music. Did you guys hear any music? Give me a bunch of ones if you did not hear any music.
So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I thought we talked about some of it.
Well, talk about it, brother. Let's hear it.
What do you want me to talk about? Tell me what you want me to elaborate on.
Well, I want you to reflect on a video we did a few days ago back on the Michael Eline channel that went into some of the research that you'd been doing and making sure that the city attorney got a copy of Chille's video because they didn't even have one. There was no exculpatory evidence until you went the extra mile to make sure that the city attorney got a copy of it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, I was really hoping that once he saw Chille's video, because I think Chille did an excellent job doing a breakdown on his own video. I mean, obviously he was there. He knew what he was going through his head, and he was breaking down everything. I figured with that, they wouldn't even have the audacity or the nutcrackers to try to prosecute him after that. But by calling him, emailing him, bottom line is I was hoping they were actually just going to drop it, but they told me that they actually had it. that they got it, they received it, they viewed it, and that they would have to go to court. And depending on what happened at the court, we would know what's going on. They told me that if they decided to prosecute because he was incarcerated and did not show up for court, that they were going to try to do a bench warrant for failure to appear. So when he left one dungeon, he'd go to another cage. But fortunately, somebody stepped in to represent him, and that motion for the failure to appear bench warrant was turned down and denied. And it allowed the pretrial court date to be moved to June 24th of 24. So with that being said, the prosecution, I think they're going to drag this out to see what happens at the appellate court date, to be honest with you. If it's granted, I think they're going to drop it. If they don't drop it, then or if the appellate decision is a no-go, I think they're going to try to stick his feet to the fire just so they can have their day in the court. And it'll probably end up trying to be a plea deal at the very end, because I don't think you can honestly try this man for. I mean, look at the video prior to the body cam footage. We've all reviewed it. He's broken it down. We've broken it down. I mean, it's gotten so much publicity. All I can do is ask everybody here at Team DLZ to go in and share that video and get it out to as many people that can see it as possible, because if it goes to a jury trial, nobody's going to convict. At least I have my opinion.
Wait. Do you think that the crime scene tape case is going to go to a jury? Because isn't it just one misdemeanor, or is it two?
Well, I don't know if they're combining the two charges, because first it was obstruction, and then when Chille gave supposed falsifying information, which is not what happened, Chille explains that he gave the birth date to the cop, and the cop wrote it down wrong and came back and accused him of lying to him. They were going to hit him with a charge, but now it's only showing count one, and then those two definitions are there together. So if it does go to a bench trial, it's going to go to Judge Cynthia Lewing, and I think she's actually fair compared to Tyranny Zimmerman.
So really quick, I just wanted to just respond to PJC Net. I got PJC Net up here on the screen. So I saw that, and I think that's really awesome. But my issue is, if somebody is going to be in the chat and they're going to be like suggesting harm come to someone who might be in lockup or something, that's bad news. Like if this was you or one of your family members who was in there and somebody started saying that, I would immediately want you out of the room, because that's just not something that's cool at all. It's uncool. I mean, seriously.
Mike, we're not here to disrupt the chat. We're not here. We're here to, it's not like Chille's here and you can just go all out Chille and bash the man. You've got guests on to basically just inform everybody on what's going on with Chille and what we're trying to do. So there should be no bashing of anybody and spamming the room with negative comments.
All right. So basically what Chille ended up wanting to convey is he wants to focus on, learning maybe how to become a lawyer. And so I was hoping if there's somebody who has access to a publisher, apparently if you're going to send books, it's got to come directly from the publisher. It's kind of a hassle. It's not like I don't think you can just like buy a book and mail it. So anyways, I'm assuming somebody out of all of Team DLZ can help me make that happen. So somebody please reach out, and let me see what else is going on here. So what I wanted to do is sort of share with you guys a little bit about what this program is. And so that's kind of why at the beginning, let me see where I can find this crazy screen, this bad chicken, as Chille would say. So basically, it's possible to become a lawyer without a law degree. And back when I did it, I was one of about 64 attorneys. This is a website. There's an article about me. It's called lawofficestudy.net. Here, I'll drop it in the sidebar if you guys want to check it out. It's kind of cool. Because I think it's really interesting. They're because a lot of people are like, oh no, you have to go to like a government school and go through all that stuff. It's like, man, I want to stay as far away from a college campus as I can, to be honest. So I was glad I had something like this. Put it in the comments if you've been following what's going on at UCLA and Columbia University. And if anybody's over 40, you must be a little concerned. Anyways, so I wanted to tell you guys about this program and about what Chille would be doing. And so California is one of, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states, at least at the time that I wrote this, that had some form of becoming a lawyer without or at least with some law school. But California is the only one that would allow you to take this kind of a cool exam, kind of a cool examination called the CLEP, that would allow you. I think it's called the College Level Equivalency Program. And I think what that does is it gives you the ability to get a lawyer to sign for you, but then you would still have to study under me and, learn the law. I'd have to teach you black letter law, take you to court with me, teach you how to become more lawyerly. And that's the point that I was trying to make, is he's got all the stuff. He just needs to work with someone and become more judicious and more lawyerly. And you'll get that from interning with a lawyer. It just naturally happens. That's what happened to me. And over time, you just become more like a lawyer because, court is very time consuming. It's a hassle. And what you don't want to do is always have a constant conflict. I think that at least at one time, litigators like me had the lowest life expectancy, even lower than a dentist, because of the stress that we're under. And law is a very difficult business to be in. So it gives me therapy to deal with all the craziness on YouTube, as opposed to having to litigate cases and all that stuff, to be honest with you guys. Let me see here. So I'm just looking in the sidebar occasionally. I'm not seeing everything, but I appreciate everybody showing up. We got 355 people in here, and I appreciate everybody showing up. So what I want to show you.
Hey, Mike, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I sent you an email just now.
Right.
Can you take a look at that and see if that's another? I don't want to say it out loud until as
No
counsel.
problem.
But it's in the email. Is that another route we could take if we could get started in case the appeal?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about that. In fact, that's probably the only one. And that's something that I do want to talk about, but let me get through with what Chille wants to focus on, because this is what he wanted me to talk about with you guys. Right. So I'll just get into that really quick, and then we'll get into all the other cool stuff. Then we'll get into the question and answer sessions. So basically, California is one of the very few states that allows you to take a college level equivalency type of a test, like the CLEP, which qualifies you to take the baby bar. And that's the filter. If you can pass the baby bar, I think Kim Kardashian passed it on her 3rd attempt. If you can do that, you're good to go, right? You're probably going to pass in the next 3 years the real bar exam. But it's a bear, man. I'm not going to lie. It was man, really. When I passed that thing, it was almost as fulfilling as passing Marine boot camp. That was like a really big deal for me. And let me see here. So basically, I'll just kind of differentiate. So in California, you have to have 4 years of law study. Okay. So I just want you to understand that's the difference. You have to have 4 years of law study, and you have to do it within 3 consecutive administrations of first becoming eligible to receive credit for all law study completed and passed. In Maine, you have to have completed at least 2/3 of a graduation requirements from an ABA school. So that's not really legit, but that's the closest thing I could find. Right. And then New York, you can do it after you've done a year at an ABA school, right? That's how it's always like an ABA school. It's always got to be part of the Leviathan. It's because they're paying money, big bucks to the politicians for these ABA schools. It's all just about money. So in Vermont, you can have a 4-year law program, but you have to have completed 3/4 the work accepted for a bachelor's degree in a college approved by the court before commencing the study of law. So that's another one of those, like 99% of you guys like me would have never been able to do that. At Wyoming has a law study program comparable to a 2-year at an ABA approved school. And there's prior approval to go on this so-called independent study program. I don't really understand it that much, but I invite you to do your own research on it. There's a source here in this article. I put it in the sidebar, I think, already. And then really quick, so just so you know, there weren't law schools until around the 1800s. So the first law schools were actually housed by the Knights Templar in England. And that is where our first common law lawyers emanated from, to believe it or not. It's an amazing thing. And I'll go in that on my private channel. I'm going to create this cool members only channel where I teach you the history of how modern American common law began and where our rights, sort of intertwine with natural law. It's really cool. You guys are going to love it. But really quick, I'll just tell you. So Patrick Henry, 1736 to 1799, he was a lawyer. He didn't have any law school. If anything, they went to an inn, like the Inns of Court. And that's what I basically did, is I studied in an inns-like system where you study under a lawyer or a judge. You go to court. I actually tried 3 cases as a certified law student while I was on the program. I had way more experience than anybody who graduates freshly from an ABA school. I was litigating cases, doing appellate work. I was also, doing paralegal work prior to that. So it suited me well to do this program. But I think Chille also has that mental acuity. I think he'll do okay. But anyways, really quick. So Patrick Henry, John Jay, first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, no law school, 1745 to 1829. John Marshall, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. William Wirt, Attorney General. Roger B. Taney, 1777 to 1865. Secretary of the Treasury, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Daniel Webster, Secretary of State. Salmon P. Chase, 1808 to 1873, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Good old Abe Lincoln, the suspender of the habeas corpus. Love him or hate him, he became a lawyer with no law school. Stephen Douglas, 1813 to 1861. He was a senator from Illinois. Clarence Darrow. But he did go to law school for 1 year, so he kind of doesn't count, right? But he kind of does, because he was a badass. He was up there. And again, love him or hate him, lawyers, like, a lot of people hate me because of my steadfastness to represent Chille. But again, I would represent you and your family too, the people that hate me, in a similar situation if I felt there was an injustice. That's all. So just remember that. Robert Story, president of the American Bar Association, is another one, 1952 to 1943. Strom Thurmond, he was the governor of South Carolina. And then James O. Eastland. And this is just some, guys. I have a book that I'm working on that I'm going to make available for very cheap, just for the, to try to get something back for the time it took me from my family to compile and narrate all of these different great Americans who studied classical education. And I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine named Brett Pike. And we're going to learn about teaching our kids how to become industrious and all these other cool things. But anyways, this is what Chille is going to be doing. And now for the detractors, I'm sure you're going to hear a bunch of these channels going, oh, Chille wants to be a lawyer now. Blah! Right? Mark my words, right? Give me a bunch of ones. If everybody's on the front page of the New York Times tomorrow, it's going to be Chille thinks he's going to be a lawyer with no law school. What do you think,
no.
Easy?
No, they're going to be going, oh, now he wants to go from being a constitutional law scholar to a lawyer while in prison. Yeah, we already know what the headlines are going to be tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Actually, we may not even get to tomorrow. It may be later tonight, man, as quick as Auditor Troll gets his crap together.
That might be true. Yeah. So I'm trying to find, there was this other cool program. Well, the bottom line is California is going to do away with the bar exam anyways, because they say apparently it's like racist or something. No joke. So we'll talk about that another time. But it's a pilot bar exam where if you go,
there you go, Mike. There's the comment. Sassier Jet, constitutional law scholar becomes constitutional lawyer.
Right. So that's going to be on the New York Times tomorrow. So, but anyways, guys, I mean, seriously, a lot of people have been able to. I pulled it off, you know, and I'm not anything special. It's just being tenacious, staying after the task, you know, never giving up, never surrender. Chille's
Yeah, and
got
you were
that.
never a constitutional law scholar, so Chille's got a one up on you.
That's right. He's got me beat on that department. You got that right. So let me just look really quick, guys, because I wanted to show you. Dag nabbit, I'm trying to find. Well, I had found this really cool article about the pilot bar exam program. I'm gonna dig it up really quick. So, anyways, California has decided, I guess, along with Washington and stuff like that, that the bar exam apparently is like unfair to minorities. It's fair to Asians and whites, but unfair to other people, but other minorities. And because of that, they want to institute this new program. And so, unfortunately, Chille would not be eligible for this program because you'd have to pay a government-approved school. You know, it's called the Portfolio Bar Program. I don't know if you guys see that. Give me a bunch of ones if I need to blow it up more. It's just, you know, for people like, because I already know, Basil, that people are going to make fun, right? So I want to show them, like, if they're going to make fun of underprivileged minorities, they can do that too. Because
I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody's got room to make fun of anybody until you actually have the knowledge that some people do, like passing the bar. Well, yeah, you know, they're making fun of you, but whoa, where's their bar card at? So that's what I want to know.
Oh, well, look, I'll be honest with you. I was really like a Shaolin monk. I mean, I would sleep on park benches if I had to study under the best appellate lawyers and any other lawyer I could find who I thought was the best. I didn't want to just learn the law. I wanted to learn from the best. And so this pilot bar program is an alternative pathway to licensure that would allow aspiring lawyers to spend 4 to 6 months working under the supervision of an experienced attorney to gain admission to the bar after accepting an acceptable portfolio of legal work. And so basically what it is it's a like a DEI program, like diversity, equity, and inclusion. As long as you go to the ABA school and pay them a bunch of money, they'll sign off on it, and you can study a particular field of law. Like you could do like maybe work comp, or I'm not really sure, but because it's a pilot program. But that's the goal. They want to go the way of Oregon and I think Washington, of making it fair. Like a lot of people say it's the race to the bottom. Put it in the comments what you think. I mean, I think that if Chille goes through the program that I went through, and he trains under people like me, and I even externed for an appellate justice, which was really awesome. So that's another thing you'll find that you can join an in, and it's almost like the Key Club, but for aspiring lawyers and lawyers. Like you'll have like your mentors, and then you'll have your novices. You'll have your barristers. Anyways, so you'll have that, and then through that you'll meet connections. And like a guy like Chille with his dynamic personality, even with a background or whatever, it doesn't matter, as long, from my perspective, from what I know, as long as he hasn't been convicted of a crime of fraud or dishonesty, he should be okay to go ahead and take the baby bar and move forward into the program. And for all of you people, you know, who don't like him or whatever, I mean, that's the law. And if he serves whatever debt that society thinks that he owes society, then you should be okay with that, in my opinion. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that Chille should be able to.
He doesn't owe society. Society owes him.
Whatever society thinks that Chille owes society, because society ultimately would be the ones that would decide whether or not he could get the license. That's the problem, is, and a lot of people have pointed out in Delete Lawz, is that you know, all the power is emanating from the barrel of, you know, the Leviathan. And how do you get justice when people who believe in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution constantly get trampled on? And all I can say is that you need to learn the law. And that's why what I would like you to do is learn the law. I would like Chille to learn the law. And I think that people should also learn how to be more civil and kind to others, because I think that would avoid a lot of arrests. And I think there's other ways of doing surveillance and First Amendment audits.
I'm about to set up an RC car, man. drive that little camera over to the crime scene so I can stand 25 feet back.
Yeah. So let me just share with you guys really quick the pilot bar exam. Still got that bad chicken. What do they call it? The bad chicken? Is that what Chille calls it?
Yep. That bad chicken.
Bad chicken. All right. So I'm trying to be like Chille a little bit. I mean, my veins don't pop out as much, you know, of my neck. I'm sure he could probably bench more than me too. The guy's built pretty good, but I'm pretty strong too. So I think I can kind of fit in a little bit. But anyways, the portfolio bar exam, it's a pilot program and it still needs final approval from the Supreme Court. But most people think that, you know, the California Supreme Court is like pro forma. They're going to sign off on it. So California is not exactly Reagan country, you know. So merit-based education is looked down upon in states like California. They want everything to be equitable. So it's like everybody gets a trophy. And basically what this program will do is it will allow people who went to an ABA school to like just practice that one little sliver of law, right? But that's scary to me because when I practice law, I always see crossovers in everything that I do. And so you may miss some major issues, and that could be malpractice for a regular lawyer. And I think it also makes people feel like they're victims when you treat them differently. I think everybody needs to be treated equally. And that's just the way it has to be, guys. Otherwise, we have like a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tier justice system, and we have a poisoned jury pool who looks at some people as victims and others as oppressors. And that is a bad thing. That is not what our founders envisioned. Our founders envisioned all of us to be Americans first. Give me a bunch of ones if you think we should all just be Americans first and not look at each other based on race or any politics or any of that stuff. Just being Americans and people who love their country.
America.
And give me a bunch of twos if you're crazy and don't think that.
Well, crazy, now, but I don't think, but I do think that. But.
So Oregon Supreme Court adopted a similar program. And I think that already went into effect. And other states are trying to do it too. And a lot of people think it's just that the law schools are just trying to figure out ways to generate money by making it easier for people who could never qualify to be able to get into their law school to study for, you know, something that's less than just being a lawyer. Now, me personally, as a lawyer, I would be not enthusiastic about hiring someone like this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, what you think about it, and then understand that these are the types of people that Chille would likely be competing against, assuming they still keep the law study program alive. So underprivileged people will still be forced to take the bar exam, but people who can afford to get into an ABA school will be able to get on this really cool pilot program where they can just like carve out a little area of law and start making money. Tell me if you think that's fair. A lot of people equate it to like, you know, canceling out student loan debt of certain people who might vote for you if you cancel their debt, but not others, and how unfair that is. Let me see here. If anybody has questions, ask me, and then I'm going to just really quick, just kind of close out. So yeah, that was the pilot program. And then right now he is here.
Holy crap. Look at that bad chicken.
Whoa. That is really cool. Thanks, Angry Vet.
Memberships? That's like $5 a whack, man.
That is really great. I really appreciate that, Angry Vet, because, you know, I know that it's really hard to run a business when it's based on being you. So I'm trying my best along with Brian to keep the idea of DeleteLawz alive. And I think we talked about this before too, BZ, that, you know, in that Gladiator movie, Russell Crowe said, you know, I think Caesar asked him, you know, what is Rome to you or something? And he said, Rome is an idea. And, you know, and that's what it's all about. Chille's like, he's an idea. He is the leader of a movement that stands for speaking truth to power and even being brutal about it to press forward your point. And how can you not respect somebody who's willing to go to jail for their beliefs? He wasn't hurting anyone. He wasn't physical. He wasn't attacking anybody. Right, Basil? He didn't hurt anybody.
Hey, Dude, I want to actually change the angry vet's name to the giving vet. He's just giving away memberships, guys. I love it. This guy's awesome. But no, yeah, I mean, you're completely 100% right, Mike. I don't even have anything to like even contradict that statement whatsoever, because you just hit the nail right on the head.
Well, I'm super happy that all these people showed up tonight. I mean, that's golly, that's 290 people. And then Angry Vet went ahead and gifted these memberships. So, guys, you know, obviously,
he said he gifted himself one. That's funny.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I don't know how that works, how you do it, but you know what? If you need,
it's random.
Okay,
it's set to random on the channel. There are some ways where you can monitor and control some of that, but I don't think Chille has it set up that way.
Yeah, and somebody said here, Stacy said he's angry for a reason. Yeah.
Well, aren't we all?
Yeah.
You know, we may not all have our angry faces on, but you know, it does no good to show our cards sometimes. Yeah. That's why I'm doing a lot of the things in the back channel and behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see.
Yeah. So, all right. So, and then beyond becoming a lawyer without law school, which I think is it's a Herculean task, but I did it, and I have the infrastructure in place to be able to help Chille do it if he so chooses to do, and I think he has. And so if anybody can help me get him reading material through the publisher, because I just don't have, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing everything that I can, guys. You know, I really am. And so if anybody can provide me some administrative support, that's what I need. Because when you're in the infantry, you still need supply, you need food, you know what I mean? Somebody to help out.
Admin, motor T, all that good trash.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Logistics.
In the room.
Hoorah. Yeah. So somebody can help me with logistics. That's all I'm asking for. I mean, I'll do a lot. I'll volunteer a lot of time, but that's what I would need some help with. So now Gianni says the California bar is not a transparent. Well, I think it's pretty transparent, and they have already lowered the standards already to try to placate people who were unable to pass, and they're still not able to pass. So now they're doing this pilot program. So you can see when you lower the pool, the standards, you always have poorer results. And me and Basil, being military guys, we understand that. So that's what's kind of cool about working with him is, you know, you lower standards, you're going to have lower standards.
That's true.
You're going to have poorer results. But I appreciate what Johnny is saying, but I just disagree with that. I mean, I did it, and I was not a genius. Barely made it out of high school. So I know you can do it, guys. And I want you to try. If your passion is the law and you're tired of getting smacked around, you know, we can build a network of people. I've seen how Chille's been able to raise money. Why can't we raise money and start our own educational institution where we teach patriots how to become lawyers with no law school? That's a worthy endeavor, I think. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that's a worthy endeavor. I think it is. We can't call it patriot, though, because that might be considered like, you know, I don't know.
Chille Radcliffe. And not only do I never stop for Chille, but I never stop for the First Amendment or any of those that need help.
That's cool. So I got a bunch of ones. All right, let's talk about it. So you guys, my channel is at Michael Eline, and I want you to find the video where Basil talks about, I think it's First Amendment, post office, public records requests, where he talks about the post office and whether or not you can record in the post office and some of the stuff that he's done with FOIA, because I want you to encourage Basil to continue his research on doing FOIA, and because I'm trying to get him to write this book, because I think that it would be a bestseller. So, because I think FOIA and public records requests are a big deal. You can get a lot of information, and then you can develop that information, and you don't have to be a lawyer to do it. So it's really cool.
Well, also, Mike, my latest video that I dropped last night.
Oh yeah.
Is also redressing your grievances via phone petition I did it. I petitioned my video over the phone.
Yeah.
But as far as in emails, mailing letters, you can redress your government in any form as long as you're creating public records. That way, it goes on file. By doing a phone call and having it recorded, or doing an email, or submitting things online and following to make sure that they got it, you are creating a public record. It's just like even if you put a comment like on their Facebook forum, take a screenshot, because a lot of times you'll catch them deleting your comments. Well, they created a public record. You can actually get them for deleting those records that you've posted on that public forum. So it's all about making sure that you create or find the public record, and you follow through with anything that may come of it, or it may help you with what you're working on. Just like I'm working on another couple stories that I found some stuff last night, Mike, that I found some stuff after you got off your live stream last night on another cop I'm checking out. So it's just like a rabbit hole until it ain't, and then it's putting the story out like this last one.
Makes sense.
But anybody needs help with FOIA, public records, I've kind of learned the do's and don'ts, but I'm still learning. But I'm getting back way more results than I'm getting turned down. So, and then Lenny Malley, he put a comment up there. He's been a member for 5 months.
So, guys,
that little comment, put that up there.
One? I'm looking. Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Yeah, he's been a member for 5 months, and he gets to do like one of those free chats.
So, is there something we need to do to help him?
Yeah, just put it on the screen. There you go.
Oh, that's sick, man. Well, congratulations, Lenny. Thanks for joining us as we talk about the crime scene tape arrest, which is what I call it. And just really quick, if you can look over, there is a GoFundMe link that I put in the sidebar. So far, we've been successful in raising $1,561. And the goal is to try to find a really good lawyer to go and negotiate with the city attorney based upon the new evidence that they have of Chille's body cam footage. Otherwise, he'll end up having to spend $20,000 or $30,000, right? So you can see on there, it says $30,000 goal, because that's what most Nevada lawyers want. So it's not cheap. When people say, oh yeah, he's making all this money off YouTube. Look, when you go out and you get arrested because you're trying to stand up to the authorities, that's what is going to happen. And he's out there doing it for you guys. And I'm sure that a lot of departments have changed their policies. What do you say, BZ? I mean, wasn't there some policies that were changed in Ironton, Ohio after Chille was there?
My God, if you go over to his other channel, American Patriot, and watch I think it's like 30 episodes that were over there. Man, he ruffled that whole freaking town up. I know that like the chief of police resigned. Spolorgic, I think is his name, ended up getting thrown in jail. There's another one that ended up getting fired at the beginning of the year. And then I think somebody said something about one of the Blankenship brothers left the department, and I think you might have gone to one of the other departments or something. So basically, he shifted somewhere else. So I mean, he definitely stirred up a hornet's nest there. But there's still a lot of things there that need to be fixed and remedied. The job's still not done in Ironton.
Hooyah Soft Washing LLC. I don't know. Is it Navy says hooyah, right?
Hooyah, Master Chief.
Hooyah! Is that what they say? Soft washing, or is that just the Naval Special Warfare guys that say hooyah? What's the deal with that? Does anybody know? Somebody tell me in the comments. Otherwise, Basil's going to have to do 50 push-ups. So you better give me the answer right freaking now there. Yo, hurry up.
You'll kill me if I have to do 2.
Hurry up. Yeah, that's right, guys. You're going to kill Basil unless you give me the answer right freaking now.
So the only way I'll be able to do 50 push-ups is if I'm on my back, and it's push-ups to the air.
Hey, don't leave, Angry Vet. Hey, everybody, give me a bunch of ones for Angry Vet for hooking us up tonight with those memberships. That was out freaking standing. Angry Vet, please join me in Basil on my other channel too every once in a while, because we're talking about other cool stuff.
Just for you, buddy, right there.
Yeah, give me a bunch of ones for Angry Vet. Don't leave yet, Angry Vet. Don't go, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Yeah. So let me take a look here. Okay, that's cool. All right. So, anyways, I got this fundraiser, guys. Hold on. Let's get back over here. This bad chicken. See this bad chicken? So this is the cop who really didn't like Chille, I think, the most out of all of them.
No, I think he got his ass torn more by Chille than anybody else. Because he decided to step up and tell Chille he was the sergeant. So
you want
Chille
me to
focused on this guy.
Hey, okay, guy, give me a bunch of ones if you guys want me to play this.
Oh, of course. I can always watch Hellos for Suckers. Start from there.
Give me a bunch of ones if you want me to play this video, because I think it's pretty good. It's not the full version. It's okay.
No, you got to play it from when he says "Hellos for suckers." That's my favorite line.
Hold on, we're just gonna play this bad chicken.
Roll that bean footage.
Hey, give me a bunch of OTVOs, guys. I want to see a bunch of OTVOs.
Let's get some OTVOs. Actually, I'm sorry, I messed that all up.
And I want to promise that before we leave this chat tonight, that this link that I'm putting in the sidebar. Let's make sure you can see it first.
Let's overturn Terry versus Ohio.
See that GoFundMe link, guys? This one. This is the link. I'm asking you guys to give us a love gift. Hallelujah. No, seriously. I'm asking before we at least I'm trying to have a good time, like I'm trying to give levity to a really, really precarious, difficult situation.
I know.
Okay, so right now, King Braveheart has donated $100 4 days ago, and that is the last donation. But we've been able to raise about $15.61. I personally would love it if you guys could give us a love gift to get that up to $2,000 before we leave this tonight.
And where's Chevy at? He needs to put about $2,000 in there.
No, I don't want any of that.
I'm kidding.
I just want people to be fair and pay their fair share. I want all the billionaires to pay their fair share. Because I know Chille's probably got all these billionaires, like, clearly, follow him around on his channel. Because what else would they have to do but watch Chille video? I can't think of anything. But we're going to roll this.
You know what? I think Chille ought to stop making phone calls from jail. And then what we do is we hold the frauditor troll community hostage that if they want Chille material, they need to donate.
Well, here we go. We're going to roll this bean footage, guys. And
I think we ought to get frauditor troll to donate to the cause.
If BZ Watchdog, when he tells me to stop, we're going to stop and give narrative. And if people have questions, put it in the sidebar. Put it in the comments. All right? Here we go. We're going to roll. What do we say when we do this, BZ?
Roll that bean footage. Oh, roll that bad chicken.
I was heading to the gym, and I saw something down here open up.
Oh, no. Speed this up, Mike.
Speed up this bad chicken?
Yeah, go to... After he's, like, on his way through the brick wall.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of a longie. I thought it was short. Here we go. He's coming up to the other journalist. Right about here.
No, keep going. Go, like, 2 more minutes past this.
But isn't that other journalist? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, but go 2 minutes past this, though.
Copy that.
There you go. This is perfect right here.
I always love looking at these cool old Harleys. Give me a bunch of ones if you think these police Harleys are badass. Give me a bunch of twos. Give me a bunch of twos if you hate the Suzukis.
Hey, once you pass this brick wall, just cut through the parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you. He even said thank you. Oh, put them on the screen, dude. Put Chille on the screen. I love Chille. I love this one. Hellos for suckers.
Hello, sir.
Hellos for suckers.
help you, sir? Can we help you?
You could just do your job, mind your own business. That's what you could do.
Excuse me?
I told you, I say it again, you could mind your own business. I'm doing my job. I appreciate your time. But just, if I was you, I'd just shut your mouth so I don't put you in your place. That's what I'd do if I was you. I'd shut up if I was you. Unless you want to look like an idiot on YouTube.
We're still pretty close to the road, so let's push this out a little bit further.
If you just keep going that way for me, I'm okay if you video, but video over there for me.
Don't tell me where to stand. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm suing you guys for $5 million. I'll sue you for $5 million more. You don't have a right to tell me what to do.
I'm just asking you to stand over there. We're still doing
and
it.
don't approach me. Shut your mouth.
Sir, do you see the crime
Shut
scene
your
tape
mouth
over there?
and shut your mouth.
You see the
I'm your
tape?
boss.
You see the tape
You
over there?
understand that? Shut your mouth. I'm walking down the street. Mind your own business. I'm just standing here. If you hadn't approached me, don't come behind me, piggy. Okay. If you hadn't approached me, I don't give a damn what you are. You're not a sergeant. Shut your mouth. I'm here doing my job. I'm a member of the press. I invoke my First Amendment right.
Okay.
Now, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, so don't ask me another question. Take 3 steps back, gentlemen. I'm not your suspect. Take 3 steps back from me.
Okay, so there's crime scene.
Take
over
3
there,
steps
and
back
you're
from
standing
me.
in a crime scene now,
I'm
so you
walking
need to
down the
leave.
street. I can walk
Okay.
anywhere I want. There's not crime
This is
scene
the
right
crime
here.
scene.
The crime tape would be over here then, wouldn't it, dunce cap? I
Sir,
get you didn't graduate from high
there's
school,
crime
did you?
scene tape right there, okay?
We're just asking you to
I don't
step
give a
over
rat's
there.
ass what you say. Do you understand that?
Sir,
I don't
you
care
don't have
what
to
you
make
say.
it
I'm not
difficult,
breaking any laws. Make it difficult. If you'd
We're-
mind your own damn business, we wouldn't be talking right now. If you hadn't opened your mouth, I wouldn't be talking to you.
I'm asking
just
you
filming
to-
this.
and, you're okay to film.
I'm a member of
I'm
the
just
press. I
asking you to
told
film
you I
over
invoke
there.
my Fifth Amendment right. You have a right to ask me questions.
You have your.
I got the First Amendment. What are the first 5 big freedoms of the
Where are
First
your press
Amendment?
documents,
You have
sir?
your press.
I'm a
documents, sir.
constitutional law scholar, you dunce cap. What's it like to be so stupid?
There's
I wonder what
crime
that's
scene
like.
tape right there,
What's
and
it
that's
like
where
to
you
be
need
a
go.
moron?
You walk
What's it like to
underneath-
not know our
Sir,
rights?
You walk underneath
Correct
the crime
him.
scene tape already, sir.
Hey, correct him, sir. Correct this man. Explain to him that he doesn't have a right. Don't
Sir,
put your hands on
You've
me.
already walked
Are
across
you
the
gonna run
crime
over
scene
and grab
tape.
me? Are you gonna run over and grab me?
Sir, you've already-
Are you gonna run over?
Sir,
I'm walking down the street,
Keep
gentlemen.
walking,
I have a right to film this.
Keep
You
walking.
understand that?
I understand.
I have a right to
I'm
film
asking
this.
you to
If you
film over
touch me,
there.
I will sue you. I
You're
sue
more
the
than
cops
crime scene
every
tape
time.
already, sir.
I was walking down the street. I have a right to do so.
Okay, but we
There's
are
crime
telling
scene
you
tape.
that you need to
Your cop
continue
told me to
walking.
walk over here. I have it on video.
Okay, and I understand that.
You're confronting me when you should be working on your
If you-
job.
If you
Why don't you
stop- let
shut your mouth and
let
step
me
away
talk
from
to
me?
you.
I'm just filming.
Let me talk to you. All right.
Who's the
Let me-
demanding officer?
I am.
Okay, then step back from me and leave me alone. I'll stop
No.
talking to you and I'll keep walking that
You
way.
Keep walking.
Then go-
Hey, really quick, BZ, I got to tell you, bud. I mean, if I was those cops, see this comment from Mama Lion. I mean, if you're a real human, that's where you're going to be. I'm going to fall over laughing because that was.
If
They
you
should
know-
have
did you see the one cop standing in the parking lot with his hands in his pocket, like looking away when he goes, "Why don't you tell him?" He's just like, "Nope, I'm not getting involved."
It's slapstick. These cops should have known, and they knew that Chille was not a threat. And it was if I was a cop, levity would have been the order of the day. I would have been laughing at him and trying to have a good time with him. But these guys took it the wrong way.
What I
Chille's
thought
not
was-
Chille is not a threat to these guys. He's never tried to hurt a cop. In all of his videos, you've never seen him being any kind of a physical threat to anybody.
Did you see the other rookie? He goes, "Didn't you see the crime tape?" That's all he said that whole time. Yeah, outside of that, it's the dunce cap, the sergeant. I mean, oh my God, Chille though.
Let's
Firecracker going off in this guy's face.
well, Mama Lion's got it on the money. I mean, I think it's
Oh my
to me, I
God.
think it's awesome. I'm having a good time. He's being directed there by the police. He goes up, he's filming. He's like, F you, get the F away from me. You can mind your own business. You work for me. These guys go ballistic in their minds. Their adrenaline's up here. You can see it in their demeanor. They don't like it.
That sergeant, do you watch his mouth? He's like biting he's gritting his teeth the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like have
Look
a
at
sense.
that look.
Like nobody's got a sense of humor anymore, bro. Right? It's like, how come people don't have a sense of humor? I don't get it. Mama Lion, why can't people have a sense of humor anymore? Can somebody tell us that? Like, why
Because
can't
they hired the people without a sense of humor on Metro.
my goodness. Okay, here, bad chicken time.
Roll
Bad
that
bean.
chick.
Bad bean.
Go that way. Get out of my face.
No, I will stand right here. You can keep walking.
You're not my boss, bro. I'm yours. You understand that? I make the rules.
I gave you a lawful
I'm
order.
your
You need
boss.
to keep walking.
I
If
am
you
walking.
Do not, then you will
I'm
be
getting.
arrested
What's
for
your name?
obstruction.
What's your name and badge
I'm
number?
Sergeant Hutchinson.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
Bruin 17149.
What's your name and badge number? Okay, what's your name and badge number? All right.
And
If
are
you would
being
just do your
recorded.
job, if you would just do your,
Hey,
I didn't.
Stop that for a second,
I
Mike.
did not. I have it on video.
Hi,
I'm
sir.
asking you to
It's
continue.
by.
It's recorded.
Sir,
Hey,
stop.
So just to let you guys know, like Chille's probably trying to collect himself, and the ultimate tactic he just did right there is the same thing Long Island audit does when it starts getting a little too rowdy, is he stops and just demands name and badge number with the camera in their face. If you notice, everybody stopped. Think about it from the first guy, second guy, third guy, fourth guy. That is, at this point, he's allowing Chille at this point to formulate as quickly as he does, come up with his next step and what he's going to say and do. Go back and watch that from the time it started yelling, from when he stops everybody with that name and badge number.
All right, hold on. I got to get to the bean footage view real quick. Okay, there's the bean.
Right before this, right when they're yelling. Watch when he asks for name and badge number, how quick they all stop.
Right around here-ish.
Yeah, right there.
All right. Okay, now look at his smile. I mean, I honestly, guys, and give me a bunch of ones. If you wait a minute, give me a bunch of, see Chille's smile. Give me a bunch of ones if you think Chille's trying not to laugh right now, because Chille knows that he's totally within his rights. He was ushered into an area by law enforcement, and the only reason these guys are acting like this is because this guy challenged them basically as a journalist. And then I know there's a lot of people who think you can't be a journalist unless you went to one of these like Columbia University or whatever. But I honestly, I'd rather have somebody who's not a flag burner be a journalist, somebody more like a Chille, to be honest. But let's go ahead. You want to do this bean footage roll?
Yeah, roll it from here, because I just want everybody to just watch how he stops them.
What's it like to be so stupid? I wonder what that's like.
Right there,
what's it like to be a moron? What's it like to not know our rights? Correct him. Hey, correct him, sir. Correct this man. Explain to him that he doesn't have a right. Don't put your hands on me.
You've already walked across.
Are you going to run over and grab me? Are you going to run over and grab me? Are you going to run over?
Sir,
I'm walking down the street, gentlemen. I have a right to film this.
Keep walking.
You understand that?
I understand.
I have a right to film this. If you touch me, I will sue you. I sue the cops every time. I was walking down the street. I have a right to do so.
Okay, but we are telling you that you need to
Your cop told me to walk over here. I have it on video.
Okay, and I understand that.
You're confronting me when you should be working on your job. Why don't you shut your mouth and step away from me? I'm just filming.
Let me talk to you, all right?
Who's the demanding officer?
I am.
Okay, then step back from me and leave me alone. I'll stop talking to you and I'll keep walking that way.
Keep walking.
Then go that way.
Okay, you caught that, right? He's saying, I'll be compliant if you please get away from me, and I'll walk back that way, even though he's under no legal obligation. Remember, Chille is not in an area impeding any kind of an investigation or anything. He's been ushered into this area. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey,
he's
well,
been
just
ushered there by law enforcement.
One quick thing too, but Jim do hit just put up a comment. It was something I was thinking during that whole argument about 5-6 minutes ago.
Yes,
but
sir.
This idiot, literally, who's the sergeant, he actually is a supervisor, asked Chille for his press pass and credentials. And that's when he goes into the First Amendment spiel that, haven't you ever heard of freedom of press? What are your 5 amendments? And that's when he jumps on him. That's
they've been trained. Society as a whole has been trained to think if you don't have official credentials from these same people we should not trust, then you're not trustworthy, right?
And Alan Hubb says it the best. Stupid visor.
Let's go. Let's do the bean.
Roll that back.
Get out of my face.
No, I will stand right here. You can keep walking.
You're not my boss, bro. I'm yours. You understand that? I make the rules.
I gave you a lawful order.
your
You need
boss.
to keep walking.
I
If
am
you
walking.
do not, then you will
I'm
be
getting.
arrested.
What's your name? What's your name and badge
I'm
number?
Sergeant Hutchinson.
Okay. What's your name and badge number?
17149.
What's your name and badge number? Okay. What's your name and badge number? All right.
And
If you would just do your job, if you would just do your, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I have it on video.
I'm asking you
It's
to continue walking.
it's recorded. It's recorded. I'm not going that way. I'm going that way.
You can't. That's the thing.
What is the crime scene about?
This is a fatal car accident.
Okay, so am I in any way near the fatal car accident?
You are.
Or are you
on
just
the
being a
wrong side.
dominating
No.
pig to me?
Please
There's
just
no
keep
reason.
walking.
There's no reason to
I have
try to
not been
detain me
disrespectful
or
to
arrest
you at
me.
all.
I've done nothing wrong.
I haven't been
I'm not.
disrespectful
There's no
to you at all.
victim. There's no crime here. You're just being a dominating pig. Leave me alone.
I have not been disrespectful.
All I'm doing is filming. All I was doing is filming the bikes, man. That's all I was
And all
doing.
I asked you was what you were doing.
And it's none of your business. Do your job. You don't have to answer to you. You're not my daddy. No, I have the officer
He looks
there.
really
I'm giving you
upset.
to walk this way.
Okay. Okay, hold on. BZ, let's try to get this. Okay. Okay, give me a bunch of ones if you think that if back in the old days before they had body cams and and cell phone cameras that this guy probably would have tried to crack him in the head with a baton.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm from Vegas, guys, and I'll tell you right now. Before body cams and everything else,
Yeah.
Chille would have never been found again. They're literally pulling bodies out of Lake Mead, guys.
That is true. I never. That's right. The Lake Mead, it ran out of water, right, or got low, and they
No,
found
it got so low that they're finding barrels with remains in them from the 60s and 70s.
like the mafia stuff too, right?
Yes, and who do you think controlled the police up until about 2000? That would have been the mob.
That makes sense, dude. That's wild. That is true.
They were
So let's just.
and if you look at a little history in the 90s, if you know who Mayor Oscar Goodman is, he was a mob attorney who ended up being the mayor.
Whoa.
So you do the math and connect the dots, guys.
Let's do this bean footage.
Roll that bean
No,
footage.
I have the officer over there on video told me to walk this way. Go ahead and arrest me and find out how quick I sue your ass.
Sir.
Just do it.
Okay.
Okay, I have to walk the other way, so I'm going to be walking over here. Don't tell me what to do.
Please go that way.
Don't tell me what to do.
Then let's just
You're
start
not my boss.
I'm giving you a lawful order. Let's start walking now. Let's go. We're going this way.
You gonna
Now,
put your hands
now,
on me
Mike.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. Okay,
He gave him a lawful order, but you know what? A lawful order to keep walking, to walk where? How far?
Well, and let's talk about why would that even be a lawful order if he's not in violation of any law?
Well, they're trying to say that he crossed the crime scene tape down below or down the way.
Right.
But if you remember, twice he says that the officer down the way told him he even had it on camera, and he was willing to show him. But
Well,
no one bothered to say, "Hey, let me go check with that other officer. Let me see your footage." You know, nobody investigated.
Right.
You know, we didn't do our job.
So there was a dispute. It's fair to say there was a dispute as to whether or not he
And aren't
was
they
in an
supposed to be
area.
Keepers of the peace. Yeah. Okay.
Even the officers felt that there was a dispute. Some of them disagreed with the others as to where the crime scene really was. And so one officer said, go that way. And he said, no, I'm going to go that way. But either way, Chille was leaving the crime scene area. And
Reminds
so
me of the Scarecrow.
at what point, and put it in the comments, at what point do you think that Chille had to obey the officers, and at what point was their order lawful? Let's go ahead and keep playing this.
To be honest with you, I don't feel that there's any lawful order. I think, again, somebody got their feelings hurt and they got borked.
Well, assuming that the court finds that there was a lawful order, when did that order occur?
Well, don't touch me, dude.
I'm just escorting you to where you need to go.
Are you guys going to surround me? Leave me alone.
I'm escorting you to where
There's no
you need
reason
to
to
go.
do this. I'm not trying
Put
to
the
fight
video
anybody.
I'm
There's
not
no
saying you're
victim
trying to
here.
hurt
There's no crime. You're just trying to dominate another person. Just leave me alone. Okay, I can leave, but you don't have to walk up on me.
Let's go. You haven't
So
left
what's
yet.
the emergency? Is there an
Because
emergency?
we-
Somebody's dead, sir. Is that
Okay,
enough emergency
but
for
where are
you?
they at?
Let's go.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Are they right here?
Let's go, sir.
Am I causing
Let's
any
go,
problems
sir.
here?
Let's go.
The only thing you're
Come
doing
on.
is losing
Let's go,
your
sir.
cool, acting like an
Sir,
idiot.
The crime scene is
You're
right here.
acting like
Let's
a
go.
dunce cat.
Let's go, sir.
You're on camera
Crime scene
acting
is right
like a
here, sir. Let's
moron,
go.
bro.
Come on, sir.
No, look at this. I got 1, 2,
Mike.
3, 4 cops. For what?
And you see, he's actually walking alongside of them, leaving the crime scene.
Mike, they
supposedly.
can't see anything because you didn't put the video up.
Oh boy! Well, they all
Dunce
heard it. At
cap.
least. They all heard it at least, right?
Dunce cap.
Well, we're gonna roll this bean footage again.
There you go.
I am.
Okay, then step back from me and leave me alone. I'll stop
No.
talking to you and I'll keep walking that
You
way.
Keep walking.
Then go that way. Get out of my face.
No, I will stand right here. You can keep walking.
You're not my boss, bro. I'm yours. You understand that? I make the rules.
I gave you a lawful
I'm
order.
your
You need
boss.
to keep walking.
I
If
am
you
walking.
do not, then you will
I'm
be
getting.
arrested
What's
for
your name?
obstruction.
What's your name and badge
I'm
number?
Sergeant Hutchinson.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
Bruin 17149.
What's your name and badge number? Okay, what's your name and badge number? All right. If you would just do your job, if you would just do your, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I have it on video.
I'm asking you
It's
to continue walking.
It's recorded. It's recorded. I'm not going that way.
You
I'm
can't-
going
you
that
can't.
way.
You can't. That's the thing.
Okay, what is the crime scene about?
This is a fatal car accident.
Okay, so am I in any way near the fatal car accident?
You are.
Or are you
on
just
the
being a
wrong side.
dominating
No.
pig to me?
Please
There's
just
no
keep
reason.
walking.
There's no reason to
I have
try to
not been
detain me
disrespectful
or
to
arrest
you at
me.
all.
I've done nothing wrong.
I haven't been
I'm not.
disrespectful
There's no
to you at all.
victim. There's no crime here. You're just being a dominating pig. Leave me alone.
I have not been disrespectful.
All I'm doing is filming. All I was doing is filming the bikes, man. That's all I was
And all
doing.
I asked you was what you were doing.
And it's none of your business. Do your job. You don't have to answer to you. You're not my daddy. No, I have the officer over there on video told me to walk this way. Go ahead and arrest me and find out how quick I sue your ass.
Sir.
Just do it.
Okay.
Okay, I have to
Go
walk
to-
the other
go to
way.
the crime
So I'm
scene,
going to
sir.
be walking over here.
Go to the crime scene, sir.
Don't tell me what to do.
Please go that way.
Don't tell me what to do.
Then let's just
You're
start
not
walking.
my boss.
I'm giving you a lawful order. Let's start walking now. Let's go. We're going this
Are
way.
you going to put your hands on me now? Leave me the
You
fuck
don't-
alone.
listen, sir,
This way.
Well, don't touch me, dude.
I'm just,
Dude,
I'm just,
I'm just standing here.
escorting you
I'm
to
just
where you
stand-
need to go.
Are you guys going to surround me? Leave me alone.
I am escorting you to where
There's
you
no
need
reason
to
to
go.
do this. I'm not trying to fight anybody.
I'm not
There's no
saying you're
victim
doing
here.
it.
There's no crime. You're just trying to dominate another
Let's
person.
do the
Mike.
crime
Leave
scene,
me
sir.
alone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can leave, but you don't have to walk.
Did
Go.
you hear what he said about don't touch me? You guys are all surrounding me. It goes
Yes.
back to what I. It goes back to always what I say. They're gonna ask. They're gonna demand. They're gonna intimidate, and they're gonna force. That's exactly what happened here.
So ask, demand, intimidate, force.
Yep, that's exactly what he called out. Because if you notice, they asked him to go over there, and then he demanded a lawful order. So per he said, and then they started escorting him in force, surrounding him, and
Yep.
then they started putting their hands on him. That is the tactic that especially Metro is trained to do, and I think all police departments are trained that way, unless they
Yep.
go from asking to hands-on without the other two in between, which we've seen sometimes happens in some videos. But
Well, so ask.
Metros is definitely ask, demand, intimidate, force.
Okay, so ask, demand, intimidate, force.
Come on,
Then
let's
go,
go. You
sir.
haven't
So
left
what's
yet.
the emergency? Is there an
Because
emergency?
we-
here?
Somebody's dead, sir. Is that
Okay,
enough emergency
but
for
where are
you?
they at?
Let's go.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Are they right here?
Let's go, sir.
Am I causing
Let's
any
go,
problems?
sir. Let's go.
The
Yeah,
only
he's
thing
got
you're
his
doing
gun
is
out.
losing
Let's
your
go, sir.
cool, acting like an
Sir,
idiot.
The crime scene is
You're
right here.
acting like
Let's
a
go.
dunce cat.
Let's go, sir.
You're on camera
Crime scene
acting
is right
like a
here, sir. Let's
moron,
go.
bro.
Come on, sir.
No, look at this. I got 1, 2,
No, we're
3, 4
escorting
cops.
to make sure
For
you
what?
leave
What good's it
the
doing?
area.
What good's it doing?
Just go in
You don't
there
need to escort me. Go back to where you're
You
going.
haven't left
I'm
yet.
walking. I'm walking right now.
Now let's
Oh,
go.
now you're threatening me with violence. Now this guy's threatening me with violence.
Come on, let's
Let's go,
walk.
sir.
Now they're pushing me. Look at their hands all over me.
Let's go,
Look at that.
sir.
Look at that.
You're right.
All-
We're escorting you.
Don't fucking touch me, boys.
Let's go.
Don't. What are you?
Told you. Ask, demand, intimidate, force.
We're not going to hurt you. You guys already. Don't pull away.
Look, can you hear what he's saying?
You have to double. You have to double call them.
Hurting my hand.
Yeah, because
Promise
what they
broken.
did, Mike, is they put the hinge handcuffs on, but they only put one cuff on his wrist, and then we're turning it from the middle to jerk his wrist.
Oh,
Yes, sir. We'll grab them.
thank you, Gloria. By the way,
Mike,
thank
have
you
you
for
ever
supporting.
seen those? Have you ever seen those hinged cuffs?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they do, okay, is they're trained to grab those at the middle of the cuff and put them on the wrist. And then what they do is they use the middle part to
Yeah.
turn your wrist.
Oh, yeah, yeah, like
So
Aikido
that
or
way
something,
they
right?
can use a force to basically it's pain compliance to
Yeah.
put the other hand on, and then your hands are like literally like this with the hinge cuffs on because there's no chain link in between them. So they actually are like this versus like this.
Yeah.
So that's what they slapped on Chille on those cuffs on him.
Yeah, I got you. So they're sort of using pain compliance as part of the arrest procedure.
That's correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. What a bunch of jerks, man. I mean, look, everybody saw that video. Okay. Look, okay. A lot of people will say, well, he was out of line, but it doesn't matter. He didn't deserve what happened to him. He was even leaving the area, even though I don't feel he was under any legal obligation to do so. However, the way I would have probably handled it differently myself is that I don't want to go to jail. I'm not willing to go to jail over getting some footage, right? Doing journalism. And so I would want to get notification that I'll be arrested if I don't leave. And then I could sue for civil rights violations because that's forced. They're forcing me, compelling me under threat of arrest. And so that's the way I would look at that. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that that's a better approach.
Mike, but here's the problem that I have with this whole scene. If you look at the first two cops sitting laid back on their motorcycle and telling them where to go, and then he's passing the cop in the patrol vehicle that's just looked at him. He's not getting out. He's not doing anything. He's not alerted. Yeah. It's not till he gets up towards the motorcycles that the officers start barking. If you notice, they notice him before that and start trying to make contact. The thing is why are they trying to make contact? I mean, it's consensual up to this point so far. He's not being detained. He hasn't done anything wrong. So why are the officers pushing?
Well, I think that here's the deal would say hive mind. Here's the deal still in the chat, guys. Probably not. I know he's busy, but I think that he's the guy who says hive mind, or you say Borg, right? You say the Borg.
No, the Borg is resistance is futile for Star Trek fans. But, you got to be careful when you're messing with the cops because you'll get borked, which means you basically got locked up for hurting someone's feelings.
Yeah, so Tyrant Hater says too scared to go to jail, but that makes it easier for the lawsuit. Yeah, I don't know about being scared. I've already been arrested back in the 80s and beaten up by cops over a parking ticket in one case, doing stuff that you guys would have never even dared doing. And I realized back then that I'd be better off fighting in the courtroom for people like you who are out there trying to fight inequities. But I think also you need to make sure that if you are thrown in jail, that a jury doesn't laugh you out of court and award you $1 because you come off like a creep. And you have to also look at reality. If you are going to file a civil rights lawsuit, you need to understand that if you come off poorly, most people in the jury pool they may find liability in your favor and give you $1. So I think the credibility is a really big deal. I think kindness is really important. Even if people are being mean to you, it's always better to try and be kind and use humor and things of that nature. I think chicks dig it too. Chicks dig it too, right?
I think if Chille would have used, and it's not Chille's style. We already know that. But if Chille would have just used verbal judo there on that sergeant who was trying to have a conversation with him, it may have completely gone different. But we all know that Chille has his PTSD from being arrested, and that being told what to do again is not what Chille. It's not his style.
By the way, in the 80s and 90s, you sure could fight with the cops, but they'd shoot you in the head and they'd
of course
they'd throw down a 38 revolver next to you, and that would be the end of it. For me, luckily, it was in front of my business where I was loading my truck, and this guy was just such a punk. He wanted to write me a ticket, even though he saw me loading my truck. So we got in an argument, and I asked him to show me his ID, and that's when he went after me. So check it out, $10, good job. Yeah, so I asked this guy to show me his ID because I didn't believe he was a cop, and the guy pulls me out of my car and starts trying to cuff, like pop my eardrum. I ended up getting 29 grand from him and became a lawyer as a result of that trauma. I think that you should do it too, BZ. What do you guys think? Give me a bunch of ones if you think that BZ Watchdog should study to be a lawyer.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The cops here already called me the sidewalk lawyer.
That's awesome. I love it. So, does anybody have any questions for either me or BZ about anything going on? Because we've been doing this for about an hour and 18
minutes.
Yeah. 305 people still in here. Hey, guys, throw some super chats in there for Chille. And also check out the fundraiser. Let's see if we can get him a couple more bucks. The goal here, again, is to try to find him somebody who will go to the city attorney and try to just get the charges dropped before there's even a pretrial hearing. It shouldn't, in my opinion, and I'm not a Nevada lawyer, but if this happened in California,
soft washing with another $9.99.
Thank you, soft washing. In my opinion, if this would have happened in California, that things probably would have gone a little bit differently. I think that if the city attorney got hold of body cam that was exculpatory in this way, in this manner, so the idea is, guys, is that to get a criminal conviction, you have to show that
knowing an intent,
that the accused beyond a reasonable doubt violated some kind of statute. And here we have the officers not even knowing what the heck is going on. Like, where's the crime scene? So, and BZ pointed that out too. Like, they're telling him to go over there. One guy who's like making the arrest wants to move the tape back because he thinks that Chille's not in the crime scene. Chille is confused. He's trying to film, do his job, and they're interfering with his job. That's what people don't seem to understand. His job is being a journalist. And if they get upset about it and he gets some great footage out of them getting upset, that's not his fault. And that's what, I guess, what do they call them? The frauditor community that doesn't understand. These are public servants and they should be trained to be able to deal with this kind of stuff. And auditing them is a virtuous thing to do. The First Amendment isn't just about freedom of religion and speech. It's also about holding public officials accountable. It's a big deal, guys.
Actually, hey, Mike, I have a really good idea.
We got another one, dude. Gloria.
Oh, really? Sorry, I was looking at another page. I'm looking at the fact that this is an election year.
Yeah.
We need to find out who's running against our lovely city attorney and try to see if we can't back that person.
Well, we don't even know what the city attorney is going to do. And,
I know, but if he is getting worried that he's losing at the polls, he may just drop the charges.
Well, so the city attorney probably has a deputy who has had this case assigned to him or her. And the way it normally would work, at least when I was with the LA city attorney's office, what they would do is the charging document would come in like a notice to appear from the arresting agency or detaining agency, right? And then that would go to a filing deputy, and they would look up to see whether or not, based upon the police report, usually it's the police report and the body cam footage, unfortunately, that would decide whether or not to charge someone with a crime. Now, I believe, if not but for the fact that they didn't have Chille's body cam footage, that a filing deputy would have done what's known as a DA reject or a CA reject, city attorney, right? City is city and then district is county reject. And that's what I think should have happened. And so what I am advocating for here today, everybody, is that you make a love gift to Chille's fundraiser. I'll try to put it again here in the sidebar. To at least get us enough to hire a lawyer on a limited basis to appear for him at the city attorney's office and try and negotiate the dismissal of or at least get the city attorney to sign off on it and then take that before the court for a motion to dismiss. That's how we would do it in California. I don't know how they do it in Nevada, but I'm assuming that's how it is. Thank you again, Soft Washing. Everybody support Soft Washing LLC. Anybody who supports DeleteLawz and comes on the channel, especially people with businesses, I want you to support any business that is a patriotic business that supports the Constitution. We need to develop our own systems where we support each other as brothers and sisters and get off the grid and take care of each other that way. And I invite you to look at a video that I did the other night with a young man named Max Bonilla at Outrage Teen. And he's the auditor who follows around Gavin Newsom and films him. 19-year-old kid, genius. And we did a story the other night about vice admiralty courts in the colonies and how that evolved and what that's all about and how that actually helped lead to the revolution against the king. Really cool stuff. So history is really important to understand the law. That's why I try to do things about that. I want you guys to know where the law came from so you understand, what common law really is. Okay, let's take a look here, BZ. Do we have anybody that has any questions for us?
Campaign, statute of law. I mean, there's a couple of questions, but I've got to get going. So,
all right, yeah. So BZ is going to check out. Everybody, give him a bunch of ones and for thanking him, and check out at BZ Watchdog and make sure to like and subscribe and view his videos, like when you're driving or whatever. Listen to what he's got to say. Help him get his watch hours up so we can make him more popular with YouTube.
Actually, if they can go watch my most recent video, that actually shows my phone call where I petitioned my grievances to a sergeant about conduct of a patrol officer that had made kind of an unprofessional comment to a citizen with a camera. I also got I did all my public information requests about the officer, his start date, number of complaints. Plus, I've got my new BZ Watchdog intro music playing in the very beginning, so you guys go check that out. Make sure you like, subscribe, put some comments in there, share it. Don't forget to download it, because you never know when the thought police may take down BZ Watchdog's videos. Ain't that kind of similar to what you say? So, anyways, guys, I got to go. I got to make some other phone calls before it gets too late. With that being said, just remember, the dog's always watching.
Yeah. So let's see here. Is there a way?
Hold on one second. So I got a question here. Is there a way to go about suing the government over allowing dead people to vote? Well, the best thing that I could tell you is take a look at Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch. He has successfully sued California and gotten hundreds of thousands of dead people removed from the voter rolls. Of course, after the party in power has denied for years that they were on there to begin with. And a lot of this stuff started around the time of the motor voter legislation. And a lot of people think that that was just all done to make sure that they could never lose power and become a single party state. It's amazing. California kind of became a single party state pretty much right around a little bit after the motor voter thing happened. Think about that. Oh yeah. So OTVO, let's hear it, Julia. Yes. And everybody, I see that we're down, you know, we're losing some people. We only have about 266 people. I want to just take a look really quick with you guys before we bounce out of here. Just stay with me. I'm not going to leave you yet. Where am I going to go now? It's like, what is it? The weekend, and it's too late to go anywhere. So OTVO. Yeah. So we'll just take a look at this and this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this fundraiser video. This bad chicken. And right now it is at 1561. And let's see what all you guys were able to do for Chille in the last 15 minutes, if anything. Oh, yes. That is so cool, guys. Well, I appreciate that. I'm sure that's going to mean a lot to him. So as you guys all know, let's see who did that, by the way. That was Matthew Jones, a bunch of people. Matthew Jones donated $5. Thanks, Matthew. And then Nicole Gurin threw $39 towards the cause. And so that bounced us up a little bit, guys. Let me throw them in the love gift sidebar. So for a love gift, hallelujah, she has helped Chille raise a little bit to try to help him. Hera Hamahera. So now let's see here. Julie, I agree. It's going to keep happening, and we have to continually fight back, but we have to fight back in a way that we don't get locked up, because once you get locked up, you're going to lose your ability to feed your family, and that's their trump card. The dark side knows this. So you have to be very careful, and if you are going to be locked up, you have to have contingency plans to be able to survive, and if there's people relying on you on the outside, you have to have a contingency plan to where those people are going to be provided for. And that's what's so cool about, you know, being in an elite organization, you know, where you can rely on your brothers and sisters. So, and what more elite of an organization could there be than people who support freedom and the Bill of Rights? So we should all be looking after each other and be kind to one another, try to help each other's businesses and get out of the system, get out of this Leviathanic system. You don't need to be an academic to be intelligent. It doesn't have to come from the official source to be authoritative. You need to learn these things. Don't fall for all the logical fallacies and whatnot. Use your own mind, and follow me on my other channel at Michael Eline. Hold on a second. YouTube at Michael Eline. This one, right? Let me see if I can do this. Right there. And I'm going to be doing some videos about natural law. I'm going to have Brett Pike come on, and he's a homesteader and educator, and he has a homeschooling education system where they teach the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and they teach little boys and girls how to become industrial and industrious and become entrepreneurial, so they don't have to participate in the system, and they can start their own businesses and their own infrastructure, farm and grow their own food, capture their own water, and get off the grid and be free. And I think that that's a noble cause for anybody to aspire to. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that that is really cool. And if anybody ever watched, man, there were so many cool shows. I think it was Grizzly Adams. Man, it was like one of my favorite shows as a little kid. If you ever watched Grizzly Adams, tell me you watched it and you remember old Number 7 and the whole deal, like how cool that was, and how kids used to like have pets and cats and, you know, could play with horses and all this cool stuff. And you just don't see that anymore. Give me a bunch of ones if you think kids need that. Super important. Okay. Yes. Thank you for all the ones, guys. Now, CC has a bunch of ideas about filing complaints against judges and husbands and conflicts. Well, right now, what I'd like to do is see if we can get the name of the book that I was talking about. Let me think of it, Mama Lion. I'm off a bit right now. I'm kind of tired. So I saw Chille this morning, and it's just been go, go, go. I went to the gym afterwards and then rushed back so I could talk to you guys. But I'll get it to you, Mama Lion, for sure. If anybody doesn't have any questions, I should probably go. I'll take one last look at the fundraiser to see if we got any more. So it looks like we've topped out at 1605, but that's still cool. That's something. And yes. Yes, King Braveheart. Yes. Okay, good. And then not welcome back. Okay, well, don't know about all the stuff that's going on out there, guys. I just want you all to be safe, and I don't want you to risk having to go to jail and then not winning, or winning and then trying to sue civilly and not being able to get a damages award because the jury hates you. So there's other ways to get your point across, and we'll talk about that in future episodes. And then I want you to think about subscribing to Here's the Deal. Take a look at my channel as well, and take a look at my shorts. I have a bunch of really cool shorts on tort law, duties owed, proximate cause, all these cool things that I did when I first became a lawyer, like old videos that I did that are really cool, like you could use them to take the bar exam. And I want you guys to start studying and start learning the law, like learn what we know as lawyers, so you'll know what the judges know and how they think, because that's the art of war, guys, and that's what you need to be doing. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool. Soft Washing LLC. That's the baddest. That is, man, you guys are going to go bankrupt supporting me and DeleteLawz, supporting my wife and DeleteLawz Soft Washing. But look, I really appreciate that, because I know that without Chille, you know, he is the Admiral Nelson of DeleteLawz, and I know that I'm no substitute for him. I'm just a lawyer, but I support freedom, and I support the Bill of Rights and natural law above all else. And I believe that our rights come from an all-powerful creator, and they cannot be taken away by man. And that's why the Marxists hate me so much, but I don't hate them. And I want them to know the joy of being free and not being governed by oppressive laws. We should all less government means more freedom. I'm not anti-government. I just believe that less government means more freedom. And I'm sure you guys, give me a bunch of ones if you guys think that too. And we need to restore the republic, secure our borders, and worry about our veterans and our own people first, you know, and because you can't help other people unless you help yourself first and get yourself right. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree with that. Oh my gosh, another one. Hey, thanks again, Chuck P. I'm super grateful, because I was just getting ready to, you guys always do this to me too. Like right when I'm getting ready to log off, you'll start hitting me with all these super chats, and you know that I can't leave because I want to support my buddy. So I appreciate that. But just know that I don't have any kind of a financial interest. And if a bunch of people subscribe to me or whatever, that's their business. If they want to do that, if they want to, definitely support DeleteLawz, though. That's what I'm concerned with. And if you want to learn the law and natural law and learn legal principles, take a look at my channel, the one over here, the at Michael E line one. This one right there. Yeah. So, all right. So let's take a look here. King Braveheart. Bunch of ones. Oh, Chuck P, another one. Is that another one, Chuck? Wow, that's cool. So guys, the super chat thing is kind of cool. I guess I didn't really know about it until recently, but it looks like if you donate money to the channel, that Chille gets a portion of that he has to share with YouTube. But I think that's cool because otherwise he wouldn't even be able to do that, or at least the company that he works for, DeleteLawz. And I think that that's really neat because then this could be used towards, helping keep the channel alive. And, remember, he's probably got editors and other people helping him prepare the shorts and the videos and trying to entertain you guys. I know it's a lot of work because I do my own shorts. Like, I know how to use Premiere Pro a little bit, and man, it ain't easy. Oh my God, we got more. You guys, I think we got another one from Soft Washing. Thank you, Soft Washing. And I think we got, what happened here? Something happened. I lost. Here we go. Another one from Soft Washing. Another one from Stomper, and one from Stomper, right on Stomper. I love that name. You remind me of somebody who might like wear steel-toed Doc Martens and be like, no, I don't have to show you my ID. I love it, man. I love that name. Let me see here. Well, okay, so Bo Ghibli, if a man can go to prison for free speech, we are effed. And I agree with that, but we have to be able to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that that's why they arrested us. We got to show that we were arrested for speech and not some other pretextual reason. And they always have these pretextual reasons. They always tack on a charge of resisting when they can't think of something. So remember that. I want you guys to not get arrested. So that's what we'll talk about on my channel and in upcoming episodes. We'll talk about how not to get arrested and still get your point across and still engage in a First Amendment protected activity. That's what I want for you guys. I want you to come home safe because that's all that the cops care about from what I've heard. They just want to get home safe. So now it's your turn to get home safe. So let's take a look. Well, Shane wants to talk to me about the fiat currency system and stuff. And we can, we can talk about that, but do it on my channel. I know that DeleteLawz doesn't really talk a lot about like the so-called sovereign citizen stuff and anything that would make people get off onto that. It's more about holding the government accountable. And I want to stay true to what Chille's goal was for this channel as much as I can. I mean, obviously I'm going to have some variances because that's just who I am. But if you want to talk about things like that, Max Bonilla and I, that young guy, 19-year-old genius, history genius, he can come on and we can talk about all these issues. And you can add to the conversation because I don't know everything. And these lawyers that put out these videos where they think they know everything, it really irks me, because there's so much more to know usually. And just like these Wikipedias and these fact checks, it's usually just an opinion. And usually it's not supported by much that's that weighty. So think about that. Let's see here. What else do we have? All right. So let's see. There's about 220 people. I think we were at almost 400 a little bit earlier. So that's pretty good. I think that's really good for Chille. I can tell him, hey man, people are still thinking about you, buddy. And so give a bunch of ones for Chille really quick, and we're going to close this bad chicken out. So make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save. I'll do it the same way I do on my other channel because you never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. When I say save, I mean save it to your computer because honestly, you never know when the thought police might take down this channel. Remember, the thought police are in bed with big tech and all these other people. So don't think it won't happen. It'll happen. Other than that, Semper Fi, do or die, and I'll see you soon.